As Mrs. Kyra mentioned, the post-secondary planning process can be stressful, but it doesn't need to be. The best way to set yourself up for success is to do the best that you can and stay organized. You really want to start thinking about the questions that are on this slide. The end of semester one is a really great time to reflect on what went well during my classes, what didn't go so well. Are there resources that can help me improve? And if you ever get stuck in any of those questions or those areas, definitely reach out to your school counselor or your teacher. We can help you identify those strengths and those areas of improvement, and we can also help identify resources that could be helpful for you moving forward, because we want you to be your best self. And so we're more than happy to help you get there. You just have to reach out to us and ask. When thinking about your academics and thinking about what went well, what didn't go so well, you also want to start thinking about your courses for next year. We'll start talking about course selection in the coming months, and that will coincide with when your teachers will be giving you your recommendations for classes for next year. Help you think about the classes that you absolutely have to take for graduation purposes, but then also help you explore the classes that you are interested in taking, just based off of your interests. It'll be important for you to think about what your interests and career goals are as well, because we want to make sure that you're taking the classes that you need to be taking, whether that's for college admissions or any other pathway. For example, if you're going into nursing or the sciences, you might not have thought about the fact that you will need to take physics, most likely your senior year. Or if you're going into finance or something like that, making sure that you have a certain math or that you are taking math your senior year. So those are just different things to think about, and things that we can help you explore when we come around to course selection. So keep an eye out for a message from us, and schedule your meeting to see us so that we make sure that you're on the right track. The most important thing to think about with your academics, especially going into senior year, is balance. We want you to be challenged in your classes, but we really don't want you to feel completely overwhelmed. And this is especially important your senior year, when the post-secondary planning process can feel almost like an eighth class. So you really want to think about what's the best fit for you, what are the classes that you really want to focus on based off of the career that you want, and finding a nice balance between all of that. So cataloging your activities. So keeping a list of clubs and activities that you're involved in is a really great way to help you stay organized when you start your applications, and when you need to start listing what you've done since freshman year, in either like short answers or just in an application in general. It'll also help you recognize what you enjoy if you see any patterns in certain kind of areas, and identify some potential careers for you. So the activities can include everything and anything. It can be sports, it can be clubs, it can be additional academics that you're doing. It can be home responsibilities, like if you are regularly responsible for babysitting younger siblings, or if you have a job that takes up a lot of hours. It can include all of that. It's really important to just show what you do outside of school. I always tell students that quality is more important than quantity when you think about clubs and activities. I would prefer if you did one or two activities that you felt really, really strongly about and really passionate about, than doing 10 or more activities just because you think it might look good on a resume. You want to put yourself in a situation where you think about being in an interview or answering a short answer question on an application about your clubs and activities. Would you be able to answer the question in a way that shows the specifics of how you were involved and what your contribution was? Or would you be saying, I only attended like a meeting or two? So that's just something to think about. They should just be things that you enjoy doing, that you feel strongly about, passionate about, or something that you're just interested in exploring some more. Um, and just keeping track of all of that, because sometimes we can forget what we did a few years ago. So there's a lot of different paths to choose from. I know I keep talking about post-secondary planning and the path and life after high school. There is no linear path for any student, and whatever path you choose is okay, and we want to help you get there. So that's why it's important to start having these conversations now, just because there are so many options, and you want to think about what really is the best fit for me. Is it taking a gap year? Is it joining the military? Is it learning a trade? Is it going straight to college? And if so, is it a 2-year college that transition into a 4-year? Is it a 4-year college itself? So with that, I'm going to pass it off to Kaylee DeRoche, who is going to introduce our panelists from all of these different pathways.